Hi everybody, Daniel Dummer here. I'm just bringing you the next installment of my video series, The Name and the Covenant. This is video 3. We're going to be talking about the Diaspora, what happened to the two houses. So welcome to video 3, in the Name and the Covenant. Now, we've seen the root when Israel was not yet a nation, but just a man with a limp. And we've seen the division when covenant fracture became national fracture. Now we come to one of the most sobering chapters in the story, the scattering, the sundering, the day the houses of Israel and Judah were torn from their land and from each other. Now first, the northern kingdom, known as Israel, in 722 BC, the Assyrian war machine rolled in. 2 Kings chapter 17 tells us the story, and it tells us why. And the reasons why this happened was because of idolatry, because of rejecting God's statutes, and because they forsook his covenant. Now, the 10 tribes were conquered. They were dragged away. They were dispersed across the Assyrian Empire. They never returned as one people. History calls them the lost tribes, but prophecy reminds us scattered does not mean forgotten. God knows every border they crossed. God knows every child that they bore and every place their feet have trod. Then, the southern kingdom, Judah endured longer, but not forever. In 586 BC, Babylon breached the walls of Jerusalem. The temple burned, the city fell, the people were shackled and led away. But Judah's exile was not like Israel's. Why? Because God had promised David, your line will not fail. Now, no siege could ever sever that promise. No exile could erase that covenant. You see, even in Babylon, God was guarding something greater than a city. He was guarding a lineage, a throne, a Messiah. Because 70 years later, under leaders like Zerubbabel and Ezra and Nehemiah, the exiles returned and they rebuilt the altar. They rebuilt the walls. They carried forward temple worship, covenant identity, and the royal bloodline, until, in the fullness of time, the Lion of the tribe of Judah was born. The exile could not stop him. The scattering could not silence him. And the covenant could not fail him. This is not just history. This is worship. The God who preserved the line of Judah will preserve the promises that he has for you. The diaspora is more than a tale of nations. It's a mirror for our soul. When covenant is forsaken, that unity will fracture. When truth is replaced with convenience, corruption will follow. And if we drift from his voice, we may find ourselves in a spiritual exile, far from where we should be, living on memories of his presence instead of the reality of his presence with us today. But the same God who scatters also gathers. The same God who disciplines also restores. And if we return, he will restore. So that's my word for you today. The diaspora reminds us that geography does not define covenant. Our obedience does. A temple in the land means nothing if the heart is far from God. Now, to understand modern Israel, we must remember this. Scattering and return are both part of God's prophetic clock. And that clock, my friends, is still ticking. Now, in the next video, we're going to step forward into the modern era, the rebirth. 1948 and the modern state, we'll see how a scattered people became a nation again, and why it was more than just politics. It was prophecy fulfilled in plain sight. So follow so you don't miss it, because until we understand the scattering, we will never grasp the miracle of the return.